are live. What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. How's everybody doing? First in the chat today is Heavy Metal Technology. What up? Then we got Craig Lilly in the house. Artemis 2 is on its way to the moon. Yeah, it launched like an hour and a half-ish ago. And the live stream's still going right now, on the official NASA YouTube channel. But it's just kind of not showing too much of interesting stuff for anyone who did watch it. Heavy Metal Technology is hyped. You want to buy the Lego set. Did they already release that? Let's see. Nope, not that. That's what we're gonna do later. Where is the... There we go. How much is it? Oh, they got the big one for $260, or you can get a smaller one for $60. I loved Legos as a kid. I had so many of different sets, but I don't think I could collect them nowadays. I don't have space for them. Speaking of space, man. Did anyone have Connects as a kid? I had both, but I had Connects first. But yeah. Oh man. I wonder if my girls will be playing with these when they're of age. Which is like, 5-6 years old-ish. Wonder what they'll be interested in. What up, Carol? How's it going, Extreme Zone? What up, what up, what up? RAM prices are starting to drop due to AI not doing so well lately. Sora shutting down in September. Is it? We can do a market check in a second here. Oh, I feel so sorry that AI isn't doing so well. Not. /S. Gee, I hope this isn't an April Fool's stream. There were some good April Fool's videos released today. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever done, in the 10 years of YouTube, I don't think I've ever done an April Fool's video. It's because I'm never working ahead far enough where I could do one. Where is... Give me 1 second. My mic seems to be peaking. Filters. Limiter. Oh. That's why. Why did this get reset? Test 1... No. Test 1, 2. Okay, that should be better, I think. What up, Hyperthinker? X. What up, what up, what up? When's the last time I was late? If anyone knows what stream that was, I feel like I've been pretty punctual for I don't know how long. If I'm like gonna be late, I would cancel stream if it's like an emergency or something. But on the days where I don't have to cancel stream, I don't recall ever starting like late. Maybe a minute or two, but yeah. You want the big one? You want the $260 one? $260? Where are you gonna put that? I guess how, in terms of for like Lego sets, do people like typically build these then put them back in the box? Probably not, right? Because Legos, I haven't bought Legos for years, but I remember Lego sets. It always comes with a bunch of like one-time use plastic bags, which seems kind of wasteful. And there's like a bunch of different ones for the different sections and stuff we're building. But like, so I feel like there's no like organizing and putting it back in the bag, really. Oh, wait up. Give me 1 second. Okay. But yeah, so when you build this, I guess this actually might not be that big. What's the scale of this thing? Let's look this up. Lego.com. Why are you not working? Is everyone flooding the website? The target link work. Oh, wait. What am I doing? I'm dumb. I gotta go here. What is the size of this thing? Oh, here's a human for scale. So it's decently big. Specifications. It is 28 inches basically high, over 2 feet high, and then like 11 by 12, so almost like a square foot. And I guess if you have like a shelf or something, but you would have to have like a tall shelf, because most shelves aren't spaced 2 feet between, I feel. Connects was top notch too. Yeah. Had quite a bit of Legos, but no connects. Yeah, connects is pretty interesting because of the way that they connect. They connect to each other. It's not like all square. I guess Lego with Technic and all the other ones, you can do more advanced stuff than just like 90-degree angles or whatever. But yeah, connects. I built a lot of toy guns and swords and stuff with connects. What up, HDZ? Just got your RTX 5080 and love it. Congrats. I would love to have an RTX 5080. That would be an amazing card to have, but too expensive. What's up, bro? You run any Arc Raiders? If so, what's your gamer tag? I don't, Bottleneck. I play Arc. I can't say that I don't. I play Arc Raiders if I'm ever invited to play by the people that I know that play, and they need someone to fill the last slot. Or when I benchmark, but I don't play it on my own time. Right now, if anything, I'm trying to make time to play Crimson Desert, but I have a couple of videos that I need to get done that has been taking up my time. What games has everyone playing recently? Says Jensen. Oh, what up, Jensen? What games has everyone playing recently? For me, I think Star Wars Outlaws honestly blown my expectations. Thought it would be bad from the reviews. That is the most recent one, right? You found it to be good? Is this the one where people were complaining because, you know, the anti-woke mob doesn't like a female protagonist or a person of color or whatever talking points they typically have? I'm not really a fan of the Star Wars games. But I mean, I feel like even the worst game, there's always going to be an audience for it. But what was the one before this? Like the, let's see, Star Wars games. Let's see if Wiki has a good summary of it. The most recently, Star Wars video games. What up, Tony Dung? Hello. Okay. Battlefront 2, Galactic Racer. Is there not like a clean list? Oh my god, I did not realize there's Lego Star Wars even. I did not realize there was this many Star Wars games. Yeah, I was thinking of like Jedi Fallen Order and stuff, but what was the one before? Zero Company, Jedi Survivor, and Fallen Order. These two ones, yeah. But these ones are pretty old. I guess 2023 and 2019. These ones I think were pretty praised, I believe. They switched the paper recently for the Lego sets? Okay, interesting. I did not know that. It's been that long ago since I bought Legos. Or, I've had Legos. I'm trying to think, because the age that I had the most Legos was definitely when I was younger, and I didn't buy it myself because I had no money, so they were like either bought by my parents or gifts during birthdays and Christmas and stuff. But that was many, many years ago. It's like 25 years ago. I build mine and show them off. I'll always find space. Do you have a picture of your collection, Heavy Metal Tech? Post it in the Discord server. I will pull it up so you can show them off to us, and we will look at your Lego collection. What's up, Unc Ken? How you doing? What up? Anti-woke movement is full of disgusting chud creatures. I agree with you there. Yeah. Have RAM prices dropped for you guys? They're still the same price in Canada. I think they're still the same price here. Well, let's take a look. It's kind of hard because the price checker that we use, it requires you to pick the correct set of RAM. So let's look at DDR5 memory, right? And like this Corsair Vengeance 6000 CL36 is a pretty standard kit. But they've been putting new like SKUs up, like okay, no, this is an old kit. Okay, so this one 1093, that's what, over about 3-ish years it goes back to. But so it used to be like, here, let me zoom in. So yeah, these used to be like $100-ish, but now let's go to like the last month. Let's go to 3 months. So at the peak, these were going for, we will go with Amazon, I guess. Amazon, yeah, sure. Why is the used price? Look at the used price versus the new. That makes 0 sense. $485 versus $439. But anyways, we'll take that out. Here we go. Now the y-axis is a little bit better. I mean, if we look at the last 3 months, since March 9th, so like first half of March, the price seems to have dropped to $370. Can I buy this right now for $370? Yeah, so it's been dropped though. It's not just like this 10% off sale. It's not just today. It's wait, I could have sworn we looked at RAM like in the last couple of weeks. I guess the last few weeks would have encompassed this, but is it a little bit better? Still, after tax would be $400. Cover up my zip. People know what my zip code is because when you go to my videos, my PO box is like the same zip code. It's not like I have a PO box in a town away and I pick the most convenient. Like, no, my zip code and where the city that I live in is known. Like, yeah, if you go to my about information, like I have my info here, so it's okay. Don't worry. I think I'll be okay. Thank you for worrying though. Photos are in the stream submissions. All right, let's take a look at this. Where is it? Stream submissions. Here's the leg. Oh, okay. So you have wait, so what do we got? The Space Launch System, so is that the same smaller kit that we saw earlier? Oh, and it's even got 4. Oh, whoops. Here we go. Sorry, I was on the wrong window. It's even got 4 cute little astronaut Lego people down here in the front. I wonder if this is the scale. Do you know? Is the height of these Lego people to scale to the rocket? And then you got a book. This is a Lego Technic one, right? It looks like it has some specialized pieces. And then you have a Bronco. Yeah, I guess if you get the other set, it's going to increase your collection by 33% and be way bigger than all of this combined. Woot has 32 gig kit. Let's take a look. 32 gigabyte CL36 Woot. I don't know if this is it, but here, let me go to Woot. Computers. 270 non-RGB. $5 hours left to buy until sold out. Huh. Wait, is this... Let me check on my other browser if I can just even buy this. Shop now. Or maybe I can click here. Shop now. Add to cart. Here we go. Well, thanks for the find. I'm going to put it on the Discord server, actually. Announcements. Yeah, this is... Oops, I did not post the stream in the announcements. No, this needs to go into the deals. Kind of... Okay. So we post that there. Let me post a stream. We are live. Oh my god, I didn't tag everybody. This is embarrassing. Okay, wait. Let me do that again. Okay, here we go. But yeah, this. So CL36, which is fine. 6,000. Yeah. I mean, it's not as good as when these kits were like around $100, but compared to 450, which we saw for a while at the beginning of the new year, if I was trying to build a PC, I would pick this up right now. The only issue is that SSDs are also still somewhat expensive, but you can pick up a 1 terabyte for, what are 1 terabytes going for? 1 terabyte SSD. Oh man, and we thought $100 was bad. What's up, Benzerino? Yeah. Oh my god, 1 terabyte SSDs are 150 now ish. Let's see. I feel like, did the price go up? Could have sworn. Let's see, a year. Okay, so yeah, these kits used to be like $60, and then they went up. Yeah, no, they've been up for. I thought they were floating at 100 for a bit, but no. Yeah, they've almost tripled in price. Still though, paying an extra $100 for this and an extra about $100 or maybe $150 on this compared to before, so you're paying like a premium of $250. But if you can put together the rest of your build, that's not too bad, all things considered. Like a build that used to cost you $1,500 now being $1,750, I don't think that's too horrible at all. If you need a PC. And this is RAM too, so kind of hard to give you guys advice and like, oh, should you buy this right now? Because what if you bought this and then next month RAM still like steadily declines more? This isn't the normal price. Amazon has what's more of the normal price, and they're still like in the $300-ish. So there's more photos. Oh, I missed it. Sorry, Heavy Metal. Okay, yeah, you got a number of vehicles and Jeep. Oh, you got Paul Walker's, not Paul Walker's. What's his name in the movie? Brian O'Connor's Skyline, as well as some other stuff that's harder to make out. And then the pirate ship. And then we got, what else is there? We got Star Wars, Formula One. What is this thing? It's not a Lotus, is it? Charger, I'm guessing. I don't know American cars. Actually, I don't know a lot of cars, but some American muscle car. The Millennium Falcon, the Hulkbuster. Okay. It looks like they're not all gathered in one place, though. You have them kind of like on different shelves and stuff. It's super dusty. I need to clean it out. How do you even clean stuff this delicate? Can you put a feather duster to it and like effectively get the dust off without knocking them over? Yeah, that seems like not fun. What's up, Indecline? Hold the fort, soldiers. Let RAM prices fall to the original price of 100. I don't know if that's gonna happen. I think there's still a high demand for memory. And even if the memory prices go down, I feel like people have been holding for so long that when the prices do get affordable, there's going to be so many people trying to finally buy that I don't know if there's going to be enough supply. Joseph says, what do you think is the best pre-built PC to buy for gaming and streaming? Not crazy expensive, like not 6K. If you have $2,000, I think you can get a very solid build for gaming and streaming. What do I think is the best one? I don't know off the top of my head. We can maybe take a look at that later. Alright, 20 minutes in the stream. we're gonna take a look at this case today. Where did it go? Yeah, we're gonna take a look at this. Corsair sent it over. This is not a sponsored stream or anything. They sent it over for review, but I told them I don't review cases all too often. I'd rather just use them in builds and feature them that way. But I don't have any builds coming up using this yet. Or maybe I do, and I'm gonna ask you guys about that. Because you see that build sitting back there? I'm doing like a refresh on that where I'm cleaning it out. It's an older build. Much older. We're talking about like over 10-year-old parts. And I don't know if I should just keep it in that case or transfer everything over to this one. That case has some pretty cool stuff on it, and I'll talk about it later. But yeah, we're gonna take a look at this in a second here. So I saw this. An AI engineer created a new algorithm for AI LLMs to use 1/8 of the required RAM. I don't remember what news outlet I saw this on, but I feel like that's not going to change anything, because now people are going to be, or not people, now all these greedy companies are going to be like, oh, it only requires 1/8 the RAM. Now we have 8 times the efficiency. So we're still going to be as thirsty for all this RAM. We're just going to get 8 times the output, or, you know, something like that. It's like when something goes on sale for 90% off, normal people would only just buy 1 or 2 of those things. But then you got the people who capitalize on it and like, oh, it's 90% off. I'm going to buy 10 of them because that's the same as buying 1 of them in the old price. So yeah, I don't know how much this news actually excites me as of right now. But we'll see. You still need, I don't know if graphics cards are that higher priced. Let's take a look real quick. Let's see. New A. So let's say if you want, they are a little bit higher priced, but 9070XT. What was the MSRP of this thing? Like 650? You can get a used one at least for not too bad compared to the release price. Yeah, open box one, used good. So what's the first new one? 7. So it is like it's less than $100 more expensive. It's not like crazy like how much RAM and SSDs I've gone price. So this is a little bit more expensive, but if you use the used market or if you're okay with open box and stuff, you can get a pretty reasonable price. And again, it's like a lot. How important is getting a new PC to you? If it's not that important, then you can hold off and wait. But if it is pretty important and you really are trying to get like an upgrade or a brand new build to do whatever the heck you need to do with it, all things considered, the right now seems to be better than it has been in the last few months. You hold them in the air and use compressed air. Okay. Does it ever get caked on because you don't dust for so long that where you actually have to do like a physical wiping of it? Because kind of like with PC, like cleaning PC builds, like I dusted that, but that doesn't get everything because there's that layer on there because it's been so long since it's been cleaned that it has to be physically wiped down. Hello, I want to donate 250.90s to the Twins for the first build, says AMD Ant-Man. Ha! For sure, just send it to the PO box in the description. What up, Ant-Man? I'll stick with my 5700X3D and 6800XT, which are both still very solid. Run them under the kitchen faucet, but what if the Lego falls into the incinerator? Hopefully it's a purple. No, it's not. It's the 3200D. I put it in the thing. What up, Ray Moo? Had so many Corsair cases, but still have a 700D, 900D, and 7000D I still use. 5070 Founder. Well, yeah, because it's the Founders Edition. How much are 5070s non-Founders? I had the chance to get a 5070 Founders. You used to be able to buy it from NVIDIA directly for the MSRP. And I decided not to buy it. What the heck is this? 5070 Ti's. Yeah, so you can get 5070s refurbished and open boxes. Ew, Zotac one though. Gah. For 600. I mean, let's take a look at my used market. Are there anybody who's like selling their old 5070s for under MSRP? None? Oh, wait. Wait, what's going on here? How? Huh? You tell me there's no 5070s on offer up anywhere? How about 5080? Oops. No. No? Wow. How does 5070 come up with no search? This isn't even like sorted by distance yet, I don't believe. I think like, yeah, because I'm in Washington, they're giving me Kansas stuff. 1590? Okay, is OfferUp broken today? Let me see, 6700. Okay, actually OfferUp might just be broken. Unless OfferUp is this dead right now. This is so strange. Though, 6600 for 150 isn't too bad of a price. This is pretty standard, but these are still pretty capable cards. Danny, you still running the Intel Arc GPU? No. Nope. It gave me problems in Premiere Pro. So then I took it out. I put in an RTX 4070 Super. So, unfortunately, yeah, the B580 did not serve me well. I'm on AM4 5700G, 64 gigs of RAM, 9060XT, 16 gigabytes. Okay, that's very solid, I would say. 4 terabytes. Should I upgrade and I would ride out the wave. My PC is 3 years old this year. Well, no, your graphics card is not even a year old yet. Or wait. Yeah, it's not, because that, it's approaching that. But because the 9060 XT came out later. But the 5700G, it's fine. No, I would keep this. This is a perfectly like functioning PC that still lets you play games, even modern games and stuff. I would, if I had a system like this, I would wait. The Asus B760M, is that a good board for i5 12400? I have DDR4 RAM. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Well, there's like multiple Asus B760Ms, but it's not an overclockable motherboard, so even without seeing it, I'm just gonna assume that like the board's gonna just work. If you need specific IO, then you should definitely pick a board that has enough USB ports for you, PCI like slots and all that stuff. And for this one, I don't know if it's a 2 or 4 memory slots, but in terms of like the chipset, just speaking to the B760 chipset, not like a specific brand or a specific model of motherboards. Yeah, pairing a locked processor with the B760 chipset is fine. Cool, how are the twins? They're good. They're going to be in this upcoming weekend's video, at least in the pre-roll ad. But no, they're doing good. Maybe at the end of the stream, maybe I can bring them down. Emery Neo says, remember doing an offer-up deal with you years ago. Which deal? There's been many offer-up deals, but Emery Neo, you're not the one that I traded a PC for a wheel, are you? Emery Neo. If you can remind me, then I can pull up the video. But yeah, I've done a lot of offer-up deals and documented them, so it's without knowing the parts that was exchanged, I can't remember the transactions. Okay, we're about 30 minutes in the stream, so let's get to unboxing this case. Has anyone seen this case, by the way? This released last week, actually. Let me bring it up on the browser. D. This is the Corsair 3200D. So let me, okay. There's different versions of this. The one I got has no RGB in it, but, this is, they released this targeting the budget segment of the PC building space. So I am a fan of that. So we'll open it up. And it looks pretty unique. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not really a fan of this front grille, the design that they're going for here. I'm a pretty plain traditional guy when it comes to the front. Just have a front like symmetric looking, you know, plain mesh design. This, you know, like the ridges and the vents and stuff. To me, I'm just not a fan of the way it looks. Hard to explain why. If anyone else out there also is not a fan of this design, but can explain better why, I think it's because maybe it looks different, but not different in a way where I think it's like, oh, that looks cool in my opinion. And it's totally subjective, right? But yeah, I don't know. It kind of looks like, okay, let me look at the Thor mechanical robot guy. What did that Thor mechanical robot, what did his face look like? For some reason, I think of this when I see it. It looks like it could be, you know, the design of the front helmet of kind of like, so it's not really that, but it gave me vibes of it. But I'm sure in some kind of cinema, there has been a robot that kind of has, oh, and I guess it kind of looks like a Mandalorian helmet. In terms of like the tri-design kind of thing, I don't know. It gives me those vibes, even though it's not exactly that. Just the way that the lines move. I like it. It looks like it's plenty of airflow. It does look like it has plenty of airflow. I feel like you could achieve a lot of airflow though without this specific look. They copied an older Fantex case. You know which one, so I can bring it up. Vader nose design. Is that what it's called? Let's look at Vader helmet. But yeah, it's kind of, there you go. That's a better explanation for it. Yes, but again, it's all subjective. That, I mean, has nothing to do with the performance of the case at all. And I would still use it for the price. So this did get a price reduction. Originally, this released at $10 more for all the different SKUs. Like for the ARGB one, now it's $80. It used to be $90. And then the non-RGB ones with just the plain black fans, this was $80 and now it's $70. So just within the last week from when the embargo released and everybody covered it on YouTube, they dropped the price another $10. So that's nice to see. In the realm of budget cases, it's not the cheapest. There's definitely like, there's a lot of maybe not a lot of $50 cases that are worth it. But once you reach $60, you start getting to a bunch of cases that are worthwhile. And this being only $10 more from a big brand like Corsair, I like it, or I like to see this. So it looks ugly, says Ferns. Yeah, the looks are totally subjective. I'm not gonna straight up say it's ugly, but I'm not gonna say I particularly like it either. I'm more on the fence of like I would prefer a different design. But also looks like Kylo Ren's helmet. Yeah, it looks like a cross between a Cylon and First Order helmet smashed inward. How much longer are you going to be live for? I'm gonna be live. I'm usually live for about 2.5 hours ish. So I'm still gonna be here for 2 hours. If you're still around, once we're done looking at the case, you can ask about looking through pre-builds, assuming you're in the US. It looks like someone punched the grill or like a Lenovo. Yeah, because it's dented in. I don't know if even if it's not dented in, if it was flat, yeah, it's just maybe that the kind of like the triangular shape coming into it. But anyways, let's unbox this thing and start taking a look at the features and talking about them. And I feel like here, let me have the camera follow. I know right now it's kind of depressing that like not many people are even building brand new PCs to use a new case, But I would say it seems like the case market over the years has been untouched by weird, global events happening. Except for maybe when we have tariffs and the cost of shipping goes up for cases. But I feel like even during COVID, case prices weren't even really touched. So if you are on a build that is pretty old and you're feeling like you want to change something up, a case is a great way to do that because it changes the whole aesthetic of your build at a pretty cheap price. Like there's so many cases under $100 that if you want a weekend project, to rebuild your system, to move everything from your old case to a new one, a case wouldn't be a bad part to upgrade, to give you something to do while also saving your wallet. So let's get this unboxed. And I will go through all the features that I see. I'm using this white foam that if it breaks apart, it leaves all these little annoying little foam particles on my floor. But it's okay. It's a budget case. I don't expect the nice compressible foam at this price. But okay. Apologies for the reflection, but it's tempered glass. And I need to shine a light on this so that we can actually see it. What a crappy front I/O, says 36 bounce. Yeah, that's one thing that I noticed. So let's take a look at the exterior of the case first. So we've got our tempered glass. This is taped down right now. So first things first. So here's what how to remove the panels. So the rear panel does have 2 thumb screws, and I'm gonna undo these real fast. Do they have the ball socket pop joints? If they do, then there's tape back here too. Then you might be able to get away with taking the thumb screws off, but nope, it doesn't. So these are not attached via my favorite method of attaching panels. So you do need the thumb screws there. But on this one, I'm a fan of, there is a little slot for you to stick your finger in, so that you don't have to like pry the edge here. But this just pops. There's one screw for securing, which I don't mind because you can just leave that off if you don't want to after the fact. But if you're moving this around and traveling and stuff, then having the option to secure it is good. So take that off, and now this pops right off. I should have been more gentle with that. This thing could have broken. Let me lay this out. But yeah, so big fan of the design here with these ball sockets that just pop in. Toolless design, always a plus. This is a pretty hefty panel. Oh, I want to take a look at this rear panel. So, I mean, I guess this is just for the aesthetics because I don't know what benefit this could be performance-wise to have this here. But this actually looks pretty cool. And the side panel, actually, you notice how it kind of like pops up, is raised. There's slanted edges here. So it's not just a flat side panel. So actually, props to the Corsair. This is not something I would have even really thought to do with the side panel. They used to make side panels that do this, where they pop outwards to get more space for cable management. I don't think it's necessary in modern cases because they give so much room on the rear chamber that you don't need it. But aesthetically, as much as I don't like the front of how this case looks, this side panel is looking pretty clean, isn't it? The way it's designed. Yeah, with these edges, and this looks like one of those boomerang type toys. You know those foam boomerangs that you throw around? Yeah, this looks clean. This is actually pretty cool. I'm getting excited over the weirdest things. More bends gives metal stability because then you have out of plane, stiffness. Correct. Actually, you're actually right. So this could act like a stiffener, but I mean, to have it really be a stiffener though, I think it would have to expand beyond this area though, because like I can still, not sure if you can hear that. Whoa, that's the screw rattling. Here, maybe I can show it from the top. But there is some not bending, but I guess wobble to it when I twist it. But to me, that's not too big of a deal. It's like, once it's on the case and it's secured by the edges, you're fine. So now let's take a look. Someone mentioned the front I/O. I am a little bit disappointed in the front I/O. Is there any reason why, if we're going to be plugging in a USB 3.2 header to the motherboard, why not just give us 2 USB slots? Even if it's I don't know if it's a bandwidth issue. Does anyone know the USB protocol or the standards of it? Like, if you split it between 2, are you automatically cutting the speed in half? And even if you are, I would still rather have 2 slower USB 3 ports than 1 single one, so that I can plug in multiple devices. If I'm plugging in anything that is reliant on speed, I'm going to be plugging in the USB-C. So yeah, it would have been nice to see a second USB type A port here. I noticed there's a scratch on the glass panel. There shouldn't be. It might be the plastic on it. Oh, you're talking about this right? That right there? I don't want to peel this. Here. Yeah, let me see. Glass doesn't scratch that easily. Let me peel this back. I would think it's not the glass, but we'll see. Hopefully it's not the glass. I guess I'm not going to be able to peel this whenever I finally use it in a video, if I can get this off. I'm thinking it's on the peel, but let's pull this off. Alright. Okay, let me try to get that scratch in. There it is. Can you kind of see it? We're going to pull this back. Yeah, it was on the peel. Okay, I'm putting it back now before I get more fingerprints and stuff on it. But yeah, it came off right with the. Let me see if I can get it shown. It's kind of hard to show because it's transparent, but yeah, no scratch on it. There is protecting film on both the inside and here. So okay, so looking into the case itself. Let me look at chat real quick. I have a Fractal North XL and it's huge. Yeah, this is a pretty standard mid-tower size, which is, if I'm not going to go with... This is like my third favorite form factor, right? My first favorite is Micro ATX. From that, I do like mini ITXs just because of the small form factor. And then if I'm going to have to pick like an actual tower, I'm sticking mid-towers. I don't like... standard, or I don't like, so there's mid towers, then there's standard towers, and then now there's like XL towers. If I'm doing like a full, like an ATX motherboard size type build, then the smallest I can fit that in, which is typically the mid tower, is my preference. In my opinion, the Corsair 4000D frame is a better choice. That one's like closer to $100 though, right? So you're talking about like a $30 premium. And I mean, the thing is, Corsair owns both. They have both the cases. So them giving more options for people, I'm not going to ever complain about. But okay, take a look at the inside. So this is the non-ARGB model. So it does have these what are these fans? I think these are the RS120 fans in black already. So if you want a stealth out build, then you've got that. There is no rear exhaust, so you would have to bring your own. And this first thing you notice in here, I like. This is a sag support bracket. Oh, what? Wait up, let me see. I like how they designed this. So, can you guys see that sag stick right there? In a lot of cases that I've used that have like a built-in sag stick, a lot of times you gotta deal with like on the backside unscrewing things and all that crap. This one, they've designed it so that the head of the screw is here. You can loosen it, adjust your height, and then tighten it all in the front chamber. That, I'm pointing this out because when I've built in cases that have had these in the backside, That was an annoying point, to have to constantly go to the back if I had to make adjustments or something, or try to make an adjustment after the fact. So I actually think this is a pretty good design. Yeah, you can just do this without taking off the rear panel if you like swap out graphics cards and you know need to adjust the height or whatever, do the thickness. So I like to see that. Then also, you guys notice how there's so many holes in the case? There's tons of holes on the motherboard tray. Bam, 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 bam. It's because this supports back to front. So I'm actually pretty like curious. Let's run a poll. Do you guys care about start a poll? So I know it's still relatively new, like the concept of back to front. I mean, it's been a couple of years now since it was introduced. But the only issue is that at least the motherboards, they're a little bit pricier. But assuming it becomes, I don't know if it's going to become the standard. And if it does, how long that'll take. But assuming price wasn't an issue, do you guys care about the back to front thing? Because a lot of case manufacturers I've seen, they're starting to incorporate that into their case designs now so that you have the flexibility. But I don't know many people who do get the specific like zero cables showing in the front design. But maybe it's because most of the people I know are kind of budget conscious and cheap. But I'm just curious, if price wasn't an issue, would you be interested in that, or do you not care and like you would prefer actually to connect to the front? These fans are not RGB. They do have an RGB version of the case that sells for $80. This is the $70 case that has black fans included. Junior Ben says, I love the aesthetic of mini ITX, but the ease of building goes to micro and ATX. That is very true. Yeah. Kevin, yes, I remember you. Where I gifted you a computer for good grades. What up, Kevin? How you doing? Hopefully your computer has been okay and didn't have any more issues since the second time we met up. But you have upgraded since then and gifted that one to my little cousin. But my computer has been giving some problems. It keeps making my monitor go black screen and makes all the fans run fast and then it restarts. But it's not overheating. I don't know if I can help you on stream tonight, Kevin. You got Discord? You should join the Discord server. But also, have been having some problems. Monitor go black screen. Did you build this yourself, or is this like a pre-built? Yeah. I gotta keep looking through this case, but you should join the Discord server or wait till later on in stream, or send me an email actually. But yeah, I need to know like the full information, which you have not given yet. But like, what are the parts? How long has this problem been? How long have you used it without issue? All those things. So try to give me as much details as possible. But if it makes your fans all of a sudden run super fast and then restart and your monitor goes black screen, that could be a number of issues. The making the fans max out. I mean, some motherboards do that when the PC either shuts down or restarts. So, but making it restart, that I don't know if that's just a driver issue, because drivers, if they crash out, typically you get a black screen and it recovers using the basic visual the VGA adapter. So, yeah. Grayman Meteor says, "Yo, Nerd Budget, how much did this cost?" This isn't sponsored, but I didn't pay for it. This was sent over to be used in a video or something like that, but I did not receive money, or I'm under no obligation to only say good things about this. So think of it as like a review unit. But this one goes for 70 bucks. In terms of the front chamber though, let's continue with this. My fans go to max when I shut down my computer. Yeah, so that behavior in itself is not always indicative of a problem, but it restarting for Kevin when he doesn't want it to, that is. And it could be a number of things. It could be like specific to motherboard problems, power supply. It could be software related. I don't know if your Windows... I remember there were jokes about why your other Windows partition got corrupt, Kevin. But it could have happened again for whatever reason. So yeah. Okay. Anything out? So in terms of the support, let's test the graphics card length. So here. Let me get this centered. The longest graphics card I have on hand is this chunky boy right here, which you guys are going to see in a video. But this is the Sapphire. What is the exact model? Vapor X24 Nitro Plus 7900 XTX. This thing, let me measure the length real quick. This thing, in terms of length, is like 320 millimeters. The longest graphics card that's like available to consumers, I believe, is around 380-ish millimeters, which is gonna be like, I think that's a 4090 or 5090. But this is a pretty big chunky card. Oh, wait. Let me see. Okay, no, we're good. I thought we were freezing for a second. Inside the case, this is how much it fills it up. So if you have a smaller graphics card, you're going to have a bigger gap in the front. Let me try to grab a more reasonable size graphics card. Let's see. Like, here's a typical 2 fan, right? Here's the RTX 2060. Let's say you have some kind of mid-range card. This is about a pretty standard size. You stick this in here, and now this is what you're working with. So, yeah. Anytime a case manufacturer... Oh, what happened to the camera? Hello? Anytime... Why is it not tracking me? That looks about 5 inches, am I right? No, but anytime a manufacturer designs a case that supports 360 millimeter AIOs at the top, you're gonna have this big gap in the front because the motherboard only expands, or extends so far, and graphics cards only get so long. Whereas if this was only a 240 millimeter radiator case, it would end like a little bit shorter here, and it wouldn't have this weird gap in it. So just something to note if you care about how much blank space you have. But finishing out the front side, there is no grommets in terms of like, the holes and stuff and the rubber grommets. They just have this kind of, this little flap for cables to run out of sideways, to kind of try to clean up the cable management. All right, let's take a look at the back. The back it's actually pretty, here, I'll hold it up closer. It's, because of the back to front support with all the holes in there, it looks pretty, not empty, but I guess bare, with all that metal missing. But also, there's not really like a dedicated, like deep grooved channel. They do have 2 included Velcro straps. But I can imagine if you're running a lot of RGB cables in here, as well as your 24 pin, as well as, the 8 pin or 2 8 pins to the CPU, things like that. you could kind of, it'll get pretty bulky trying to run it across this kind of slim channel, and it might kind of stick out, and you might be able to see it from the front. Because yeah, there's sometimes when cases have these cable raceways or channels, they actually give it like some walls to help contain them, but this does not have that. So yeah, if you're running a ton of cables, it might peek out to the front. But other than that though, oh, I gotta talk about this thing down here, which this doesn't have an extra fan for. Let me take this off. So this is extra stuff. Oh, so you guys see down there, this case does support 2 fans at the bottom, which is somewhat interesting because you're not going to get ventilation from the backside here coming in, which there are a lot of case manufacturers that do give you like vents and stuff on the bottom. They've been putting like vent grills and vents on the back panel so that you can get airflow this way. So you're going to be fed air from the front going through here, and this is a slanted channel. Let me show you. It's kind of like a ramp. You see that? Where this fan is meant to be pointed towards the graphics card coming up this way. So there's no included fan. You'd have to bring your own. And these two are meant to direct air towards the graphics card. I don't know about you guys, but I typically do not have temperature problems with my graphics cards, and I never run fans at the bottom here. I would have to do some testing, or maybe one of the reviewers who have made a full-length video on this have already tested it. But like a graphics card like this already has its own fans, and it's gonna be pulling in air. Whether the air is coming in and then eventually makes its way up, you know, just due to the way that airflow works, path of least resistance, and whatever's pulling on it, air already gets to the graphics card. So forcing more air into it, I don't know how much of a temperature difference that's going to make, if it's even going to be a meaningful amount when, you know, when there's already an airflow path set by the graphics card and the front case fans. Having something push more into it, I can't see that having more than like maybe a couple of degree difference. But I would have to test that. Are the fans any good on this case? I mean, define, are they any good? I think the RS120 non-RGBs are kind of like, they seem like Corsair's equivalent of pretty budgety fans. I need to take a look at some charts with temperature difference between the best fans and like the worst fans. For the target audience of this case, which is mostly, I don't foresee people building like $4,000 PCs in here with like, you know, 5090s and 9070 XTs and high-end hot components. For mid-range and upper mid-range components, I think the fans are gonna just, you know, do their job and bring fresh air in. In terms of if they're loud, actually, let me see if I can find the thing. I have a fan tester, so we can plug one in, and I can kind of. The only thing I have as a reference is an old Corsair fan, though. So let me get my battery bank real quick. And oh, what the heck just happened? Why did that change? I think my camera might have died. Let me see. Please tell me you didn't die. You did. My camera died because, hello, can you track me? What is going on with my setup today? I think this ran out of batteries. Come on. This is my old phone that I use Yeah, 1%. Plug in, come on. I'm gonna have to do it by hand now. Where's my phone? Okay, let me get this. So we good. So where is the thing? Okay, so now I gotta do this with one hand. 2.1. Okay, so I plug this in here. So I have an older Corsair fan. I don't have a Noctua on hand, unfortunately, to test the noise level difference. But so I have this like a fan controller that's USB based, but oh, you guys can hear that, right? Before I cut myself with this fan. But here, can you guys hear me ramping this up? Oh, it's blowing into the mic, which probably doesn't help. It's not picking up the fan noise, it's picking up the wind going into the mic, which isn't the same thing. I don't know if I could show how loud that is, but let me just test the ones in this case already. And see if they're annoyingly loud. Let me see. I'm gonna switch back to this, and you guys can just watch me via this way. Okay. You guys hear that, right? I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna watch as I turn this on. So that's at max speed. Obviously, no one runs, unless you're running like silent fans or like Noctuas or something. Most people don't run their stuff at max speed unless their temperatures are high. They set fan curves and stuff like that. In terms of bearing information, let's actually look that up. Okay, Corsair RS120 black fans. So these are the fans right here. Daisy chainable PWM connectors. Air guide technology. Okay, magnetic dome bearing for longevity and low noise. I mean, I think every company is going to use buzzwords and try to make it sound like their fans are the quietest and loudest, even though we know that's not the case. So without doing like a side-by-side comparison, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head how this ranks compared to like, I mean, come on, how much are Noctua fans? I think we can probably pretty safely say a $15 Corsair fan is not going to be the same as a, you know, do they even put the price on here? As a like $30 to $40 Noctua fan. That just is not possible. Wait, go back. You can order them on DoorDash. What? Order what on DoorDash? Go back to where? Oh, the fans? I mean, I guess 2-hour delivery, $5.99. I would wait and just get the free Amazon Prime. Can I get these Noctuas on DoorDash? Oh, here's a Noctua. So this one is $18. I don't think They're more expensive ones though. Yeah, these ones are 33. Here, let me go on Amazon. Those are about 35. The Corsair 120. Yes. I don't need silence, but will it last? It's really hard. There's like the only way you could judge based on whether or not they're gonna last long is the history of the company and what their claims are. Like if we go to these, let me see if they claim any MTBF, like mean time between failures, because tech specs. Here we go. That do have 0 RPM mode, world class, key RPM range 420, blaze it to 2100, static pressure. Yep, okay. Magnetic dome bearing type. Is there any? So they don't have any mention of how many hours, but that's not something that is like the average person or even the YouTube reviewer can even test, because that's also just the mean time between failure. And you would have to have a large enough sample size to be able to determine that. Just because you have one fan that lasts extra long or doesn't last long and dies prematurely, that's not representative to, you know, the average. So it's kind of hard to say. I'm not sure if like I think if you're concerned about how long your fans will last, just because again every company is going to make it sound like their fans are the best, the quietest, the loudest, or the quietest, the best airflow, and will last longest. If you're that worried about the life of the fan, you got to go based on warranty. So these ones, let's take a look again. Noctua is known for their warranty and they're replacing the fan even years down the road. So even if you're making a big, like, you know, $40 investment on a fan now, if you're going to use those fans for the next 20 years because Noctua is going to keep on replacing it every time they die, then that would be the path to go towards. These, I don't even know if I type in warranty. Yeah, the product page itself doesn't have warranty information, it looks like. But let me see if they have anything here. Fans. I control F trying to find fans and I can't even find it. Terms overview. So yeah, I can't answer that question for you, unfortunately. Am I impressed? These are budget fans. I'm not particularly impressed by these fans, but also I'm sure they're better than some of the like Apivia or other cheap crap fans that other cheaper cases and manufacturers put into theirs. I mean, I've never had someone so interested in the quality of the fans before. I don't think I can quickly pull this out. Let me try to pop this front panel off. Nope, it's behind there. Let me see. Take this out. I'll try to give you a close-up of what the fans look like. I mean, we're talking about the run-of-the-mill standard black fans. Let me get some light here for you. Like, I mean, they're like clean, and it's really hard to give you a quantitative answer for if like. I bought random fans and I don't like it. From what brand? So what is this flow path technology they're talking about? Are they talking about the way that the braces back here, do these pop off? I'm not going to try because a lot of them aren't meant to be popped off and they can break. But here, let me take a look on the backside with some more light. So like, yeah, this brace, they claim it helps direct the airflow or something. I don't know if I believe that. Yeah, these things. But, I mean, actually, I will say, their hub on the backside is not as ugly as other fans that I've seen. So, but that's just the aesthetic things. Performance, hard to say. You can only get so good with $14 fans, though. compared to the more premium options and competition out there. I think I've had my fans for like 4 or 5 years. If you have your fans and you bought a new case that came with fans, would you actively go in and take those pre-installed case fans out to put your current fans in there? That's my question. I got Fractal Pop Air XL stock fans, added 2 more of them to fit the other 2 120 fans. Then I swapped out my CPU cooler fans with the Noctua AF25 or whatever they're called. Those 2 Noctua fans alone cost more than 80% of my case. Yeah, that's the thing. Noctua fans, when you start spending Noctua fan money, it's because you either invested in it so that they're going to last you a really, really long time, which is not a bad strategy, or it's because the rest of your build totals up to like $3,000 or something, where a $40 fan isn't going to make a big difference. Whereas $40 can get you like 9 Thermalright fans, or like almost 3 of these Corsair fans. These ones, like even compared to Thermalright ones, it's hard to say what the quality would be. Is it just Corsairs, you know, having their branding on there that they're charging more than what Thermalright costs? Because I need to start the fan testing. That's why I bought this in the first place. That's why I have this thing to, actually, let me see if this works. We're going to do some fan testing right now. Oh my God, we could actually do some fan testing right now. This was totally not planned, but it just worked out that way. Let me try to find a Thermalright fan. All right, I can't find Thermalright. Where is that Arctic fan at? Where did you go? Where did you go? Oh, here it is. Okay, we all know these Arctic fans. This is going to be a very rough test as well, because I had this plan to come up with a testing methodology to test like a bunch of different fans. It's not gonna be anything like for friggin' Gamers Nexus level where they have like a friggin' silent chamber and all that stuff, but it'll be simple enough to answer the most basic questions. This is a digital anemometer, and this measures wind speed. The issue is right now, this is why what I'm going to do is inaccurate, but you'll get the idea. If I were just to put a fan up to here and blow air into it, a lot of the air is going to go around this thing. So I still need to 3D print a adapter, which basically takes this cross section and reduces it down to this cross section. But for now, we can try to do the same, like a standard test, and see how much airflow under the same conditions these two fans get relative to each other. This isn't going to tell us anything about the quality of the fans, but like at the max speed, we can say which one moves more air, or at least moves air faster. I don't know if there's, and we could probably, based on the airspeed, calculate how much air through some equations is being moved. So this thing, so I'll read 0 right now. I'm gonna turn this on, right? So this one is this is an Arctic F12 airflow fan. These ones are actually pretty quiet, but when we put it up to this, and if there was a nozzle, it would be much more effective. You can see what the, so it's reading one. I need a standard length. Here, we're going to use my keyboard as the standard length. I'm going to space it apart roughly the same. 1 second. I'm trying to do this so that you guys can still... Okay. Ouch! Ouch! The fan blade just hit me. No, we're going to use a different measuring device. Here we go. Does this work? Can you guys still see? So I'm going to hold it up about the same distance, and I'm trying to center it as best as I can. Is it going to improve if I get it further back? This is why I need an adapter, to keep the distance the same and to center it, because I might not be centered. But this, so it's like 1 meter per second. Oh no! Oh my God, this is not accurate at all. Yeah. But let's, for example, now test the fan in the case. Let's see if we can even get some kind of comparison going here. Where is the connector? Where's the fan connector for this? Are these daisy chained? Here we go. Okay. Okay, so the fan is on. Not sure if you guys can see it. Let me try to turn the case. It is on. Okay. You're not going to be able to see the screen, but I will just tell you what it reads. Oh yeah. So we're at like over 2 meters per second. So twice as fast of airspeed, but it is also louder because it probably runs faster. So if we go back to here, what is this? So this goes up to 2100 RPMs, and then the Arctic F12 fans. These things go up to probably like 1200 or something. So, but what I was gonna also do was I have this right here as part of my testing, which I've been putting off for a long time. I also have a sound level meter. So I was gonna be able to like report how much airflow there was, as well as how loud it is, which is pretty much like the kind of the most important information that you want to look for in a fan, aside from the longevity, which is not something a normal person could test reliably. Okay, so these F12 fans, what are the speeds? Because yeah, I think these are a lot slower, but they're also a lot quieter. Oh yeah, 1350 RPMs. So of course the Corsair ones are going to move more air because they spin up to 2100 at max speed compared to 1350. But what I could also do with the sound meter is somewhat check them on their sound level claims. Let me check this right now actually. So they say 36 decibels at the max speed. Let me where the heck is my phone? Oh, here it is. You guys can, I gotta close the door upstairs. 1 second. The girls are a little bit loud. No. I'm testing. I'm testing the sound level, so I need to be silent. Okay. Okay. One second. Let me actually... I'm just going to hold this up here, or leave this here, if it even stays. Right? So let me show you what the noise floor is when nothing is on. Let me turn it on. The music on my end. So yeah, you can hear as I'm talking, it's like showing like 82, 70. Okay, I'm going to be quiet now. And we'll look at what the noise floor is. So about 44.5 decibels. So let's turn this up. Oh, whoops. like 52.5, right? Now what we can do is test the Arctic one and see how loud that one is. And it's going to be noticeably quieter. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm going to put it about the same distance away. I cannot hold all these things at once. Actually, I can. Oh, I flipped this. Flip. How do you flip this back? This button? There we go. Okay. I'm going to try to get it about the same distance away. Like, I'm going to put it right next to it. And this is kind of off center anyway, so okay. I'm going to turn this on now. Oh my goodness, the noise upstairs. So it's about 47. Yeah. So what, 47 versus 52? Pretty big difference. Because decibels or noise level is logarithmic. So it's not linear. But that's kind of a gist of the fan testing that I did want to do eventually. Just so that people can have, even though my testing isn't going to be a, you know, scientifically super accurate, like multi-$100,000 lab grade equipment, it's enough for the average person to know, like, okay, what is the relative, because as long as I use the same tools and same methodology each time, at least people can know the relative difference of like airflow between one product to another, or the noise level from one to the other. As long as they're looking and comparing all the fans within the charts that I show, then you could know like what's louder or what pushes more air than the other thing. But yeah, that I don't know when I'm actually gonna roll that out, because I still need to 3D print the nozzle thing. And my 3D printer's kind of sucky right now. So maybe that's how I can reach out to Bamboo Labs to send me a 3D printer so I could show just to print one nozzle. But anyways, yeah. Thank you for asking those fan questions though, because it reminded me that is something that I needed to do. You guys want to see something really crazy in terms of airspeed? I'm going to have to mute this because this is going to be very, very loud. Can you guys hear this? Sorry if that bursts your eardrums. So I'm going to mute it, but look at how quick the airspeed can get for something like an air compressor. Sorry. That was very loud to my ears. But yeah, that was reaching like 30 meters per second, which someone do the conversion for how many miles per hour that is. That's a fancy decibel meter you got there. I don't know. Is that supposed to sound sexual, Jason? Why does that sound sexual coming from you? But what up, Jason? Hey, Danny, I just thought I'd ask your opinion. Why do you think Windows 10 went back up to about 40% from 35? Are you talking about on Steam hardware survey? It's just because Steam hardware survey is not the most accurate thing in the world. I sent a description of the problem PC build on Discord under tech support. Thanks. Thank you, Fire Live. Kevin, okay, how long ago was that? How old are you now, Kevin? You were like 13 when we met up, right? You're like 18. You're like a full-grown adult now, aren't you? I hope you've been doing well. You're 20? There's no freaking way. Wait, I think when we met up, you were like 14. Actually, 14 or 15, right? The first time? And that was like... That was 6 years... That was like pandemic. We were wearing masks. Oh my goodness. That's so crazy. Well, I hope you've been doing well. And if we can't figure it out, I might be down to do technical support for you, and I might be able to make a video out of it or something. But yeah, let's see if we can figure it out and help you out on the Discord. Yeah, it's crazy how long ago that was. I still hope to own the snap together fans one day. You mean like the magnetic ones? Yeah, I'm so over cables for fans. Like, any of the magnetic PC fans that snap together, like, there's these. Actually, let's look at Amazon. Who did it first? Was Lian Lee the first one that did it? What are these fans called? My issue with the Unifans is, one, they're kind of pricey. You're talking about $100 for 3 fans. And 2, they have this aesthetic to them, which if you like it, then it's fine. But I don't know, what is it called, like the Tron aesthetic? The infinity mirrors is one thing, but around so you got your illuminated translucent fan blades. But then you got like this kind of more octagonal, squared off. It's not really, because it doesn't complete the connector, but it's still the shape of an octagon. Like, you have to want this aesthetic. So I kind of want more standard plain looking round fans with maybe RGB, sure, but like without all the flair of the extra accented lighting, as well as the infinity fans in a magnetic form factor. Now I think Thermaltake magnetic fans. Thermaltake. These ones, didn't they get sued for doing this? Yeah, this. So these are the fans that lock onto each other. So again, there's like less screws that is required. There's less wires and cables. And they stick to each other. Wait, yeah, don't these have the locking mechanism thing on them? I saw you on the Lions video. Yeah, I've been doing good, man. I have kids now. It's crazy. But that's good. So, yeah, let's see if we can try to figure out your problem in the Discord server. And if not, if you're down. But then you would be without your computer for like a little bit. So, what? Let's see. Magnetic. Actually, if I put in Unifan, I'm sure we can come up with. So the Thermaltake ones pop up. Asia Horse. Do these lock on as well? I thought Asia Horse did have a version of these. Thermaltake again, Lian Lee's, or is it Thermaltake and Lian Lee, the only two? What are you playing nowadays, Kevin? I'm curious. I think you were playing Siege back then, right? What do I gotta type in to find these types of fans? I forgot. Yeah, Corsair has their own version too. The Corsair ones are pretty sleek because everything connects together with a single cable, which is kind of crazy. It's just kind of expensive. Thermal right? Are these? This is just a single thing that they sell? Wait. Reverse case fans. Daisy chain. No, these are daisy chain. Yeah, these have typical cables. So that is not what I'm looking for. But yeah, these types of fans are pretty nice, but it's kind of, you know, just a little bit pricier. How did you learn to code Linux? What are you talking about? Who learned how to code Linux? I do not know how to code Linux. I don't know if you're talking to somebody else in chat, but it ain't me. Are those Asia Horse Lianli knockoffs? They are. They definitely knew what they were doing. Nah, not these Thermalright ones. Where's the Asia Horse ones at? Wait, where did the Asia Horse fans go? But yeah, I mean, come on. Come on. You just happen to also put infinity mirrors on the side, as well as kind of like have that octagonal perimeter lighting going on. They knew what they were doing. Yes, I'm still learning how to use Linux. I don't know if we'll have time for Linux today. If we did, I wanted to get Crimson Desert working, but I don't know if... I think there needs to be more time for people to figure it out. I think Jungle Leopard was the cheapest 3-pack of magnetic fans. Wait, what? Jungle Leopard. Jungle Leopard. Oh, hey, look. They also know what they are doing. Oh, my God. 3-pack. Wait, do these link? Let me see. Honestly, when did this... Okay, let's see. How long has this product existed? Where's that chart? All graphs are off. Wait, why? Right-click the label on the right side to show its line. These have been around for like 2/3 of a year-ish. So they're relatively new. But Jungle Leopard, who came up? The Jungle Leopard store. What? Okay. Very interesting name for a... you know, branding for PC components, but you know, they've got your standard coolers and everything, and they even got a case with the screen on the side. I think that's yeah, 5.5-inch screen. How much is this thing? Where's the product page? Unavailable. Cannot buy it. 3.5 stars though, 16 reviews. They also, yeah, the Tron design they have, but this is interesting. Wait! No! Okay, these aren't full-on screens. Like, you know how Lianli has the screens where you can put little GIFs on? This one has a 8-bar design RPM, which I don't know if I've ever cared to know what RPMs my fans were running at. If these showed, like, the temperature of my CPU or GPU or something, I think that'd be more interesting. But just to know the RPMs of the fans, I don't know about that. Jungle Leopard makes really good stuff. Recently bought an RGB controller and it works flawlessly. Fair price too. Okay. Yeah, they've not been on my radar at all. But to be fair, there's a million companies popping up that are selling, you know, CPU coolers, fans, everything. Let's see what... So we got our Thermalrights, our Cooler Masters. Thermalright again, more Thermalright, Arctic, yep. Let's see how many different coolers we can find that aren't the brands that, you know, that we just listed. Thermalright's also doing these displayed ones, which is pretty cool. ID Cooling we've used before. Trix is a newer one, but they've got really pricey stuff. They've been at CES. I'm trying to look for, like, the discreet, or not the discreet, but, like, the more, like, look at this. This is, what is this called? Kale Max. I don't know if I've heard of these before, but I'm pretty sure this cooler works just fine. So we got Kale Max, ID Cooling, Kraken. Yeah, it kind of sucks if you're a newer company. You're not going to come up in the top search. And the only way people are going to find you is if you are like the cheapest. So when they sort from lowest to highest, you will eventually pop up. Okay, Lianli's, Noctua, Thermalright. Come on, where's all the Jungle Leopards at? Jungle Leopard is not getting any love. Gamma. This looks like a DeepCool, just based on, yeah, the design of the top here. So this is from a brand called Occipus. Occipus? Ossipus? How are we pronouncing this? But I've never heard of this brand either. But look, $250, $4.6. What else we got? This is a Wraith style cooler, not official AMD though. This is a Wraith knockoff from whatever the heck this brand is. So yeah. Honestly, to me, branding doesn't matter. I know all these coolers and all these fans are pretty much gonna work as intended. So I'm just kind of giving them crap when I say like, what the hell is this name? Jungle Leopard. But yeah, I don't doubt them working and being really good value. DeepCool sells under a few names for sure. Yeah, I mean, they kind of have to now that they're banned from the US. Ooh, look at this Thermalright one. Look at this tiny little screen on here. Look at that thing. I like the normalization of putting screens on air coolers. It's just a matter of time until like the entire top surface is like a long screen, and I am for it. Yeah, geez, how many Thermalright coolers do we have to go across? Ooh, this one looks pretty cool. This one's from a brand Sudoku. I think I've seen this before. Dang, this is a really clean cooler. How much is this thing? $80 though? Okay. It's not that clean. It's clean, but I don't know if I spent $80 on this thing. But yeah, it's got the cool displays for your different CPU temps and stuff. No, yeah, have we seen Scythe ones yet? Where did Scythe go? Here's Dark Rock, Arctic, some more Thermalright display ones. I mean, we could go. Oh, I always love the look of these ones. It looks like a freaking car engine, kind of. Oh, this one's only $35. What? Cooler Master making a comeback with kind of affordable coolers now. $35, not bad for aesthetically something that looks this clean. Law, you better be getting a case that costs more than that cooler if you're using it. That's a good point. Putting a $90 cooler in like a $50 case. Yeah. Okay, Kevin, you play Arc Raiders, Marvel Rivals, Wukong, College. Okay, heavier games. Was high key cooking, played all games, good, average. Like, okay. Yeah. We'll try to get you figured out. There is too much content in Crimson Desert. It's daunting. It's overwhelming. It makes it feel like you have what's that? Decision paralysis or whatever. I gotta get WoW working first. Yeah, I do. Hey Danny, I know you don't always, so it's cool if you don't, but I was wondering if you had any recommendations for a GPU upgrade. Currently on a 2070 Super, please and thank you. Alright, let's take a look at Tech Power Up, and we'll put in your 2070 Super. Again, this is just one source, but I like this source. I trust their testing. So you have a 2070 Super, which puts you right here in the chart. If you want an upgrade, there's actually a number of cards. But for me, a worthwhile upgrade, especially for something like as old as the 2070 Super, let's try to push for at least like, I don't know, 75% or better uplift. So that's going to put us in the ballpark of like a 3080, 7080 XT, 6800 XT. I would probably skip over the 5060 Ti's just because it's like, it's only a 60% bump and they're pretty pricey. Whereas like 9060 XT 16 gigs is only 50% uplift as well. And you're gonna have to pay, what are these, like $350 right now? Let's see. Amazon is not gonna have the best prices for it. Newegg will. But yeah, on that was a nasty price right there. I don't think Amazon's gonna have any decently priced ones. Yeah, Amazon, you can go screw yourself because, oh wait, these did not go up in price, did they? Yeah, 8 gig. So where's the 16 gigs? VRAM, 16 gigabytes. I could have sworn these were still under $400. What just happened? Oh my god. Maybe, okay, so Amazon wasn't just being weird. Bro! I could have sworn we just checked this within the last month. 9060 XT 16 gigs, and they were below 400. Does camel? Yeah, so don't pay $400 for a card that's only going to give you that much uplift. I would recommend look in the used market for a 3080 Ti. For $450, you should be able to swing a 3080 Ti. Unless the market just crapped itself. Let me take a look. I would recommend going used right now because, my goodness, that was pretty bad. If you buy in working condition used, yeah, see, you can get a 3080 Ti Founders Edition actually for $450. Yeah, it's used, whatever, but look, you're talking about an almost 200% uplift from what you have now versus only 50% with the 9060 XT 16 gig, which was the recommendation a lot of people were giving, but right now at $450, I cannot recommend a 9060 XT. I'm going to recommend going used. Yeah, people are grabbing them up. What I tell you, used market 3080, 3080 Ti. Yeah, found a good deal on 3080 Ti off eBay a while ago for like $330. Your local used market should have them closer to 400, if not less. All right, offer up. Let's see if you're gonna screw me over still. 3080 Ti. Come on. Do I need to put in a zip code to get like results? Maybe that was it. Okay, let's look at recent and see what people have been listing them at. Here's one for seemingly 3080 Ti, yeah, $400, and it's the Aorus Extreme one. Okay, we're gonna put max 450 just to see, and then the 3080 Ti MSI. I don't know what your local market looks like. If someone has it listed for 500, maybe try and make an offer for 400. But yeah, other than that, let's see what else you can get. 5070 is going to be over $500 and not that much better. 3090s are stupid expensive because they're a 90 series. You could get a 4070 Super for probably around $450 as well if you find a sane seller. For AMD cards, yeah, I mean, these are going for usually around 400 is what I've seen. So basically anything that's like above, oh my god, stop scrolling. Like this and above, like this chunk, this segment right here that we're looking at. 9070s are going to be over 500 as well. 4070 Ti's are also pretty expensive. I think it's just these ones if you're trying to save money. Joseph says, you won't be able to watch any longer, but if you have some time, can you give suggestions on your previous comment about pre-built computers? Oh, yes, you're back. Okay. Pre-built, what's your budget? You gotta tell me what your budget is. I wonder if this is still the best place to get competitive PCs. Yeah, for pre-builts, let me look at what they have around 2000. So here's one. Ooh, what? Look at this. 1 terabyte SSD. I would honestly right now I would just stick to 16 gigs DDR5 and make it work until RAM prices come back down. Most games, unless you're multitasking and doing some other crazy, oh, you want to stream. That's a tough one. I think you can still stream with 16 gigabytes of RAM. How much RAM am I using right now? I am using... Okay, that doesn't count because I have like a million tabs open. What is using the most of my RAM? Firefox. I'm using 10 gigabytes alone in that. Okay. This is tough because it's just going to make it a 7... So it went from $1,600 to $1,800. But it has a 7500 X3D and a 9070 XE 16 gigs. I don't know if you're gonna get much better than this anywhere else. Micro Center has a bundle deal. Yeah, and then but they wanted pre-builds. I wonder if they're willing to build themselves. I don't even know if he's still around. Joseph, did you leave? If you left, then you're missing out on potential pre-builds that you can buy. But if they want a pre-build specifically, and they might not have a Micro Center around them, looking like, I mean, we go to Skytech. What is $1,800 going to get us at Skytech? Pre-built gaming PCs, $1,800. This kind of gives us an idea. You're going to get, this is $1,900. So you get a 7700X, which is fine. Not X3D, but it's a Ryzen 7. 5070, okay. 32 gigs of RAM, though. 1 terabyte SSD. This is going to perform worse in gaming because the graphics card is weaker. And I think the 7500 X3D is going to beat out the 7700X. Not by much, but because the X3D is definitely going to help it there. And this is more expensive, but you get your full 32 gigs of RAM. This is pretty much what you're going to find on any other system integrator, though. Like, under $2,000, you're going to be getting like a 5070. You're going to get like a $500 to $600 graphics card. He should be good with the 16 gigs DDR5. You were streaming back in the day with 16 gigs DDR4 3200. Stream was good. Old PC was on pure steroids. And you were gaming, right? So, yeah. What's up, HD3AD Pool? HD3... I'm not sure if that's supposed to say... Oh, HD Deadpool? And your image is a Deadpool. I can't see it on my screen because it's a lot smaller than how it appears here. But, yeah. I'd pay the extra and go 32 gigs and 2 terabyte SSD on the Cost Plus one. The thing is, you could always buy your own memory. Like, we just saw the Woot deal, actually. You could buy the Woot deal and then sell the 16 gigs and come out ahead. Right? You buy this thing right here. It's $270 for 32 gigs. Because this one, the plus 220, only gets you 16 more gigs. So then you sell this 16 gigs for, I don't know how much these go for, like $150 or something. Which effectively makes this one $120. Yes, that's the play. And then, 2 terabytes, dude. 180 extra bucks just for another terabyte. This is the point where I'm like, you get the system, you just use it for as long as possible until prices come down, unless you absolutely need the additional storage. I would look into an external hard drive or other internal spinning HDDs and use those temporarily instead of paying almost $200 for 2 terabytes. What do I think of the Cooler Master stage? This thing? Oh, is this the thing that Jay's 2 cents reviewed recently? Ah, yes, this thing. I have never really put Funko Pops and stuff into my computer cases, so... So this thing has a mirror on it, as well as stage lights. How much is this thing? Frame 360 stage, $300. Okay. This is definitely a case for a specific customer, right? This is not going to be a universally loved case by any means. And even if Cooler Master gave me this thing for free, I would not use it for my personal build. I would use it to make a video or like to give away or something. But if they gave this to me and said, you don't have to pay anything for it, but you have to use it for your main PC, personal rig, I wouldn't take it. It's just not my style. How heavy would this thing be? This thing looks very hefty. I mean, I think all that being said, I think it is cool that Cooler Master is doing something different. And it's not like they're pulling away resources from making standard cases, So, they can do their thing. They can cook. It's just not anything I want to eat. But they can cook and still cook things that I want to eat too. What's my take on low profile keyboards? You mean like low profile, like the thin almost chiclet styles? Uh, I, what is, I'm going to ask this question back. What is the issue with normal profile keycaps? Are people lacking that much like vertical space? Like, is it the feel of it? It must be the feel and sound, because in terms of like how much space non-low profile keys take up, it's not that much more. So it must not be a space saving measure. But I don't think I've used enough low profile mechanical keyboards. So the only other one I've used was that the Logitech G, was it 310 or whatever that one was. And it's not like I hated it, but it's not like it made me want to switch over to only low profile keyboards. So if that's what you meant by it, what's my take on them? For the people that enjoy them, go ahead, but they're nothing special to me personally. Can it grow plants? I don't know if it's those kind of lights. Maybe you can switch the bulbs out. It does look like a drink dispenser, doesn't it? It looks like when you go to the movie, or the popcorn butter dispenser, the self-serving butter dispenser at the movie theaters that I usually love to load up my popcorn with. But yeah, not a fan. What time is it? Okay, we're approaching 7 p.m. Was I supposed to do anything else this stream aside from check out the case, which we did? And let me make sure this thing's off so I'm not wasting batteries. But I guess I didn't give my overall thoughts on this case. At $70, with the features that this case has, even though aesthetically I'm not the biggest fan of the front of it, it's, gonna have good airflow. Where's that magnetic filter? It's gonna have good airflow, so I can't knock it for that. I think this is I would be able to recommend it just based on the features, based on the fact that we know it's gonna have good airflow. It has included fans at a $70 price point. And yeah, built-in sag bracket, plenty of room to build in, all that good stuff. I wish every other component was like PC cases. PC cases as a category has been feeding us PC gamers very well recently, or I guess not even just recently, for many years. There's always been so many options to choose from, and all those options for the most part have been like really good and will work fine. Companies aren't really designing cases that are completely choking off your components anymore. They're not designing like there are still the super cheap low end ones, but there's plenty on the market that are plenty affordable that can basically function as well as premium cases do. So this is just another one to add to the list of like, hey, I could easily recommend this if the aesthetics is your style. And yes, it does. Can you guys see it? It does indent inwards, which I don't know what the point of that is. I don't know if like aerodynamically, if that helps improve the airflow. I can't really imagine it based on my own, what I studied in college, engineering. But maybe they're onto something. This dent, if anything, I feel like it just takes up more space. Like for this to be incorporated, you kind of have to have a thicker front panel, and now you're just taking up more volume, and bigger footprint. But yeah, that's just a minor complaint though. This case is pretty solid. That's bent. This is not bent. Jay's 2 cents is making a water-cooled PC in this. Okay. Yeah, this looks like a case where if you're going to display something in the front of it, you're also probably going to display what's inside of it. And if you're going to do hardline tubing and stuff, that's perfect for it. If they send it, dude, the shipping of this thing wouldn't be worth it to send off to the next person. It'd be like 60 or 70 bucks. Cases this big and heavy is very expensive, even if it's not filled with PC components to ship as a typical average person. Looks like a coffee maker. Yes, people should make a bunch of memes on this. I'm still mad that they never made the KFC gaming console. I dropped it before the stream, that's why it has the dent on it. I got the Low Free Flow 2 recently. Very unique, I would say. I love the portability. Low Free Flow 2. What is this case? Oh, it's not a case, it's a keyboard. Oh, this thing looks... Man, this thing looks very minimalistic. It looks like it's heavy too. Oh, it's got an aluminum body. Yeah, this thing's gonna be heavy. I mean, it is a very nice looking keyboard. Did it make you like low profiles a lot more than standard profile though? Dude, yeah, this thing looks like it could be used as a weapon. A nice big slab to smack somebody with. KFC console was gonna have a 2070 Super in it, was it? I don't remember the specs of it. They didn't even do it on April Fools, man. If they did it on April Fools, it would have been whatever. They released it like a week before Christmas. And it never became a thing. Obviously, it was a meme in terms of the chicken warming chamber of this thing. Because no one in their right mind will actually put chicken in there where the grease and stuff will get all of the like the insides. But the case form factor as a whole to me was interesting. And just I love KFC. I love fried chicken. One of my top favorite foods. So the collab between a PC like based company and KFC would have been super cool. But they duped us all. Four 360 millimeter radiators in this Cooler Master case. Why you would ever need that? You must be filling it with components that need it, which means you have a lot of money because there are not that many things that require four 360 millimeter radiators. But yeah, I mean, if you're into gigantic cases that can like fit a bajillion things in it, then for sure. I prefer 10 keyless, TKL caps, 10 keyless caps. Are they any different? Wait, are you talking about, is 10 keyless, TKL, I don't think that's 10 keyless, is that? Is TKL, how does a Google search not come up with anything? So I put TKL. You said caps specifically. I know what 10 keyless keyboard is, but what is a TKL cap? I know that means no numpad, but they said caps. They didn't say TKL keyboard. So I was thinking like, do some keyboards use different caps on the 10 keyless section? Because mine doesn't. My 10 keyless caps are the exact same as the alpha caps and stuff. So maybe they meant TKL keyboards and not caps, but I took it directly as they said it. Lynnwood A3 is a good case that can fit 360s. Lynnwood A3. Oh yes, this is a very clean, and it's closed off on the side, so come on. Lynnwood website broken or something? Yeah, Amazon works. Lynnwood website seems to be broken. For me. Meant to add low pro law. So, I prefer 10 keyless, low profile caps. Got it. Okay. Oh, yes. This one. I like this one. And it's a micro ATX. Cases needed. The only thing it's missing is a handle. And I know my current case doesn't have a handle. But like, come on, PC case companies. Why not put handles on every micro ATX case that is a lunchbox form factor like this? Or at least have the option for people to screw one on if they want, or leave it off if they don't like that lunchbox look. All hail the AI, making all browser searches 200% more fruitless. Well, the Google search actually came up pretty quickly for it. It was only going actually to the Lynnwood website that it was, yeah, see what the heck. What is going on, man? Like, if I were to do a speed test right now, yeah, my speeds are good. So it's not my internet. Yo, come on, upload. You're supposed to be symmetric. What's going on? Okay. Not bad. You could do better, though. You could do better by being more symmetric. Nope needs a keyboard with brass knuckles to smack someone with. Brass knuckles are illegal in like many states, aren't they? Okay. It is 7 p.m. my time. Oh, I put some stuff in stream submissions. That's what I wanted to do. Look at this ridiculousness right here. Oh, here's the SLS 5. NASA's new moon rocket by the numbers. Yeah, but we need... Oh, there's a human for scale. So the Lego people were not to scale. Yeah, they were a bit bigger than that. But okay. Dude. I've been trying to sell these RGB lights on Facebook Marketplace for a while now. But only within the last month have I received a crazy number of messages for it, only for people to never get to the point of wanting to meet up to buy it. There are even people who like have tried to talk me down, which is fine, and I say, okay, I'll go down to 30, and then like they just straight up ghost, even when they leave messages that seem like they're ready to meet up. Like they ask, oh, where are we gonna meet at? I send them the location, then nothing. I guess I could try to get back to Raul, but I'm not confident he's gonna actually buy it. Like, here's me, yes it is, sorry, low, yeah, like all this stuff. Like, I don't know, man. Even if I end up not buying something on Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp, I still tell them like, hey, thanks, but that's too much. I'm gonna look for something else. Like, I don't know, man. Have people lost the ability to communicate with each other? Because this ghosting thing is like the most annoying thing in the world. And I know it's probably because I'm selling something as inconsequential as RGB lights. When I've sold PCs and like graphics cards or like actual PC components on these platforms before, I've never seen anything like this. Like, my God. I've never been ghosted to this degree. I don't know if it's just a platform getting worse over time, or is it because I'm just selling something that's not, you know, like people aren't urging to buy this like they are a gaming PC or a graphics card. These are just some RGB lights. Marketplace is a strange place indeed, lol. Yeah, I guarantee if I list a graphics card up, I could get a buyer in less than a week without all this ghosting bullcrap. Yeah, Facebook Marketplace isn't fun to deal with. Use hardware swap. I can't because I'm banned from Reddit. Remember? Oh, there it is. Yeah, remember? I can't. So the only way I will ever be able to use hardware swap, I think, is once I get a new phone, or I guess once my ISP changes my IP. Because Reddit has banned me in every single way possible where I need new devices and a new IP address to not get flagged by them. So that means, so I recently switched my motherboard and CPU in my PC build, so I think I would be good on the hardware side, desktop wise. But my ISP, my IP address, I need to go get it reset or changed. I need to call them. But also, I use Reddit a lot on my phone, so then I need to wait till I get a new phone, and then start using Reddit. Because right now, I'm pretty sure they have this device ID. They do fingerprinting or whatever it's called. So I've tried to make new Reddit accounts. And it eventually gets flagged for being on this device. So yeah. Why were you banned? People ask me this so many times anytime this topic comes up. I do not know specifically why I was banned. I was not given a reason why. Let me see if I go to this message. Not that one. Where the heck is it? But Reddit, when they ban you, I could have sworn they give you the reason why. My account got banned without telling me what specific post in what specific subreddit I got banned from. Like, they just straight up didn't tell me. And not only that, because I had multiple accounts. I had my Nerd on a Budget, like YouTube one, where my username was Nerd on a Budget. And then I had one that was like from years ago that I made. It banned all my accounts by association. Based on the hardware ID and IP address. So now I cannot make a Reddit account. And I want to, because I want to participate on online communities and on PC related subreddits, as well as buy and sell on hardware swap, but I can't. So yeah, that's the story. Reddit mods typical L. Yeah, I know, right? Like, I don't even know how long I've been banned for. I think it's been less than a year. Maybe we're coming up on a year now. But yeah, I can still look at Reddit posts. I think I can still upvote and stuff. So we go here. Let's go to like, okay, Mach E. So we go to this. Like, I can still join Reddit subreddits. And I think I can wait, can I upvote? Oh, maybe I can't. Forbidden. I can't upvote. Can I upvote comments? So I can't upvote posts. So yeah, so it says forbidden. But if I go to comments, I can still upvote. You see, it changed the number. So I don't understand like why they don't want vote manipulation, I guess, from me as a banned user on like a post level, but on a comment level, they still let I don't know, man. Reddit's weird. But it is one of the best places for social discourse, unfortunately. And yeah, I need a burner phone. Danny being a naughty boy. It's not just about a burner. Well, I guess a burner phone would work but then I would need another phone plan on it. Because as soon as I hop on the Wi-Fi, I think they would ban my account just because of the IP address thing. So I need to get a burner phone with a plan on it with data. So that's just going to cost more money, which I guess could be worth it if I get access to hardware swap. But then I also need to remember to only use the burner phone off of Wi-Fi. You know, like, I can't make the same mistake again where they can somehow track that as me and then ban me again on my burner phone. It is an IP ban. You can bypass. No, you can't bypass it with a VPN. I've tried. If you look, maybe certain VPNs, but I've tried a couple of VPNs and it doesn't work. Reddit just won't load. Like, this is a thing. If you look it up, Reddit not working with VPN. Yeah, like even the AI overview notes. Reddit often blocks VPN IP addresses due to anti-spam measures, causing loading errors, blank pages. Which, when I tried to use a VPN, that happened. Reddit is becoming slowly a joke. You simply cannot use a VPN anymore. Why? Same with the usage of... So, maybe some people can still use a VPN, but there's a lot of users who reported it doesn't work anymore, and I've personally tried it and it did not work. So yeah, don't worry, I thought about that. I really want to be able to use Reddit again. Let me turn off this light. VPN mobile app from another device, maybe? I mean, I think the burner phone is probably the way to go. It's just I'm cheap. What is the cheapest? Actually, what phone carrier do you guys use? I use Cricket Wireless because it is friggin' cheap. And it uses the same AT&T towers. So I pay $125 for a family plan of 5, in which I have my brother, my mom, and 2 friends on. It's $125 a month, which works out to be $25 a person. That's unlimited text and call, obviously, because that's just the standard now, but also unlimited data. So I don't know if there's many other phone carrier or wireless networks that can beat $25 a person, unlimited everything. But yeah, that's what I'm on. Google Fi, how much does that cost you? And is it unlimited everything as well? And what does Google Fi use? What network towers? Are they use like Verizon or something? Oh, their Google Fi is T-Mobile. Okay, my wife's on T-Mobile. We kind of try to keep, or not. We don't try to keep it. It just happened to work that way. But it's convenient because sometimes where T-Mobile has bad service, AT&T has good service, and vice versa. So having each significant other having a different phone carrier means that you have more coverage in case you're, you know, somewhere where an emergency happens or something. Metro PCS is T-Mobile, right? Yeah. I just got a 4070 Super for $150. Is that a good deal? I think you know that's a good deal already. I don't know if I believe this deal. It's so good of a deal. Are you kidding me? On a cheap build tip, I had a couple of kits of SODIMM RAM lying around from busted laptops, Lenovo Think Centers and stuff like that. Bare bones plus 35 watt, yes, in 3050, 220 for GPU, 120 for bare bones. From busted laptops, okay. So you're just saying use these bare bones kits, I guess, or builds. If I did do this, I would probably, because I'm only going to use the phone for Reddit, try to get like the cheapest plan that doesn't have unlimited data, because I probably won't need unlimited data. How much is Google Fi? One person, $65. 2 people would be 110. 5 would be 200, so $40 a month. Unlimited standard versus premium. Wait, no, this is for internet. Where's the phone plans? Wait, what? What am I supposed to type in to find this? Is it the same thing? Cause I know you could get Google Fi like for wireless internet access to your home, but is that all included in the same package? You only... Yeah, what the heck is this? You only get 100 gigs of high-speed data, though. Afterwards, you get throttled speeds. Huh. Data slower after 100 gigs. Okay, then what happens? 30, more than 15 gigs on flexible, 30 gigs on unlimited, essentially. Okay. Then we'll experience slower data at 256 kilobits per second. Wait up. Dude, that is horrible. You will experience slower data at 256 kilobits per second until the next cycle, which is every month. If you want to return faster data before the cycle ends, bro, what? 100 gig? I guess through my... Is this both home internet and phone? Because home internet, you're screwed at only 100 gigs. Alright, Heavy Metal, take it easy. You're not going to be here around for the next 2 weeks or so due to changing work schedule, but I'll be back. Okay, we won't forget you. Don't worry. What's up, Roland Wales? I had Metro before too when it was unlimited 25 a month. Yeah, I think Mint Mobile might be the cheapest. Honestly. 15 bucks a month. Alright, let me shop plans. Well, that's what you try it out as. After 3 months, what happens? Oh, or if you pay for a year up front, you can still get that 15 gigs. But you get 5 gigabytes of data per month, which should be enough to use Reddit secretively to get around the ban. I would just need a phone to pair it with. This is the new customer offer only. Otherwise, it's 20 bucks a month. I will consider it. I am grandfather. Flex with Google Fi. 20 a month. Dang. I used to be grandfathered with Cricket, and then they came out with a plan that's better than grandfather. So I got that one, and I took myself off the grandfather. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna spend the next like 5 minutes or so chilling in chat, and then that will be it for stream. So if you have anything to say, I do so right now because I'm focusing on chat. US Mobile, 25 a month unlimited. Wait, US Mobile. That's not the Trump one, is it? US Mobile. Did you ever get... I only got the free FSD whenever they gave it randomly. I'm not paying for FSD. It's way too expensive. Wait, US Mobile. Have we looked at this one before on stream? What does US Mobile use? US Mobile is a NVMNO, that just like Cricket and Metro and stuff, that provides access to all 3 major wireless networks. Wait, I remember this. They can choose their preferred network and switch between them using eSIM, offering extensive. This actually is kind of crazy because then you don't ever have to deal with bad coverage spots. Anyone else in chat use US Mobile? Wait, let me read into this more. Wait, black SIM is Verizon, white is T-Mobile. The kit comes with different SIM cards. Can you switch? You may be able to switch between them through a customer service. Okay, so you have to kind of choose. This is 4 years ago, though. Huh. Is this the Trump? This is not the Trump service, right? Let me see. Trump phone service. Trump Mobile. Oh, it was called... I thought Trump Mobile was that phone. Where's that Trump phone at? Sorry, just the name US Mobile for some reason gave me vibes of that. The T1 phone. Yeah, so I was thinking... I didn't realize the phone plan was also called Trump Mobile. Dude, when are these... Aren't these phones supposed to be out by now? You could put a $100 deposit for them to reinvest your money, however, and never deliver this phone. But also, they have their own, the 47 plan. That's what it's called. $47.45 a month. I gotta hand it to them. That's pretty clever. $47.45, even though it's not a, it's somewhat of a nice round number because it ends with a 5. But his choice. Anyways. Nationwide coverage, unlimited everything. I mean, pricing wise, it's as competitive as like Verizon and those other ones. But okay, so US Mobile is not that. Okay, good to know. Now you can rent FSD. Yeah, you can't buy it anymore, which is, I don't know. I hope this plan backfires and it blows up in Elon's face because 1, Elon's a chump, but 2, It's just a so anti-consumer decision for him to do that I hope he fails miserably and doesn't get his $1 trillion bonus or whatever the heck package. Gotta ask the mandatory, when's the next LAN video? We are in the talks of deciding a LAN date. It's looking like we're deciding between early May to early June. We are working out people's work schedules and stuff right now, so we haven't solidified a date. But it is in the talks. Okay, they used the 3. Wait, refused. So how does it work? Can you switch on your phone? I guess with eSIM and not physical SIM cards, you should be able to just switch to the different types of towers, right? I'm assuming it doesn't run all 3 at the same time. Or does it? Yeah, you can pay one time annually if you want month to month. Let's see. I pay... Wait, let's see. I do. Okay, my super freaking cheap monthly plan. Pay it annually. Has nothing to do with Trump. Okay. It's location based. They don't use all at once, says NZXT. Consumer cellular is better and cheaper. Consumer cellular? It has consumer in the name. It must be. Okay, I've never heard of this. Consumer cellular. My only thing is, even if I find a better phone plan, like a better price, I feel like it's such a hassle, especially with me, I have 4 other people dependent on me on this phone plan. If I told them, hey, I'm going to hop over to this, you need to come with me. The process of porting your number over for me has always been a huge pain. Like, that in itself would make me not want to switch my main phone over to a different carrier. But if I'm going to get a burner phone, I am going to consider all these other ones you guys are talking about. Definitely not the Trump plan, but so US Mobile as well as Consumer Cellular. Let me get these tabs up. I have 3 lines, unlimited, 50 gig hotspot, 100 a month, so about 33. Well, what do I have just for 1 line though? Consumer Cellular. Let's look at these plans. How many phones would I like? Just 1. This is gonna be for my burner phone. 1. For the minimalist, unlimited talk and text, 1 gig of data. Ooh, and that's not gonna work. 25 a month, okay. 20. They don't unlimited plans. Age 50 plus. How would they even know? What if I had my mom sign me up for this? Otherwise, it's $60 if you're age 18 to 49. Wow. They don't check? I thought they might have required you to scan your ID and then your credit card number for them every time you pay the bill has to match that. But if they don't check, then okay. Porting to Mint was super easy. Yeah, going to Cricket was not. You're supposed to be able to do it online, but I had problems, so then I had to go in the store, and it was yeah. I got a refurb unlock phone for Amazon, and I used US mobile plan, super inexpensive. Yeah, I have spare phones that I would use with it. So the burner phone is not the problem. The plan is, though. Do I want another $20 to $30 recurring monthly cost to use Reddit? Essentially, oh my god. Is that how it's going to work out for me? In order for me to get this burner phone plan, to use Reddit, to bypass my ban, I am effectively subscribing to Reddit. Because that's all I'm going to use it for. So I'm going to be paying $20 to $30 a month to have access to Reddit. In this age where everybody is trying not to add on more subscription plans and streaming services and stuff like that, doing this, I would be doing that just for Reddit, which is kind of ridiculous to think about. Many cell phones have 2 eSIMs, so your burner phone can live on your main phone. It's not about the eSIM. It's about everything else that's part of the fingerprint that my phone device ID that Reddit has that will ban me if I stick a different eSIM in here. It's about the whole physical device as a whole. Nothing has a ring to it like Obama phone. I'm just gonna look this up just for fun. Because we know this isn't a thing. A BlackBerry. Yeah. I wonder if Obama started up his own like phone plan or a company for self-service, how many diehard people, fans of his, would buy into it just because of his name? Similar to like what Trump is doing. I don't think many presidents in the history of like this nation would be able to pull off having their own types of like products, except for Trump, who is clearly, you know, taking advantage of it, and Obama, who is not taking advantage of it. I mean, there's a Trump cryptocurrency. Why not have another person create an account for you? And then what? When I need to use it on my devices, Reddit detects that I'm pinging their servers from my computer or from my phone. Like, that has nothing to do with it. If I wanted to, I could go make an account at the local library. But as soon as I use it on my devices, Reddit can detect it and ban me again. I love that time Pablo Escobar made a phone, lol. That was the one that had like the FBI and stuff like investigating it, right? Even using a VPN, I just told you, VPNs, Reddit is cracking down on VPNs. Using a VPN only gets around the IP thing. I do not think it protects you from your device ID, but correct me if I'm wrong. I think it just shields your IP. I don't think it shields your unique device identifier, but I might be wrong. Have I tried appealing the ban? Yeah, I did. I asked them, even if you're not going to ban me, I sent them a message like, can you at least tell me which specific post or which comment or what subreddit caused my ban? And I didn't get a response because obviously a lot of that is automated. So I wasn't really expecting a response. You use IPA? Is that like something private access? IPA VPN. What is that? Private internet access. PIA. Not IPA. PIA. Oh, yeah, I've heard of this one. I'm pretty sure they probably hit me up in my inbox for sponsorships too. I've never done a VPN sponsorship, despite getting requests for them for like many years now. Trump tries to put his name on anything and everything. I mean, yeah. I don't understand why he needs to keep profiting. It's one of those things, right? Where rich people just have to keep on getting more rich, even though it is not going to affect their quality of life at all, or the lives of their children, or many generations ahead. Like with the amount, once you reach $1 billion, you are set for life, as is everybody else in your bloodline for the rest of their lives, probably. As long as you're not a moron. So why do people have to keep accumulating wealth instead of, like, I don't know, doing so many other things that you could do for fulfillment in your life? Like, why did he need a crypto coin to rug pull his diehard followers? I don't understand. Greed? I guess. But I don't know. A normal person like me and you, when you think about it, once you reach $1 billion, will you go to the lengths of scamming people you know, or at least people in general, to get more money beyond that? Like, you should test various VPNs just to see what happens. I mean, yeah, I could, and keep on getting banned on Reddit. But still, me subscribe. Actually, last poll of the stream. Do you guys pay for a VPN? I'm curious. As for as many VPN ads that you see on YouTube videos and stuff like that, how many people out there are actually paying for these VPNs? I do not currently pay for a VPN. I have paid for one in the past, but also I use a free VPN from time to time called Proton VPN. And it's really good for the free version, but Proton is one of the ones, at least the free tier, that does get blocked from Reddit. So that's why I can't use that. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't do many things that I think would require me to have a VPN. And I already have a Facebook account. I have a Gmail account. Like, we're talking about privacy. I'm using Windows 11. That, unfortunately, is already out the door. I use Surfshark, Proton Free. Yeah, Proton Free is freaking... like, it... The user interface, the ease to be able to, like, reconnect to a different server. Very clean. I like it. It's less than $2. Yeah, you gotta, like... VPNs... Let me look this up right now. Let's look at PIA, for example. I bet you... Oh, look! It's not even a holiday, and it's not even a creator coupon code. If you get PIA right now, it's 83% off, and you get 4 extra months. VPN companies are like begging you to use their service so much that they are driving the cost down to like, yeah, $2 a month, which it doesn't cost much, but I think the act of turning it on and off for me is the reason why I wouldn't use it like all the time. But yeah, I guess I should test this Reddit thing and see if getting a VPN alone will get me not banned. I just need to not slip up, because that one time I don't turn on the VPN and accidentally log into this new account I'm gonna make, they're gonna detect it and boom, ban me. Watch. I stop paying. It becomes useless for no more that I use it. Tunnel Bear is free. I'll buy Surfshark during Black Friday sometimes. So that you could... Oh, you'll buy it during the Black Friday sale is what you mean? Burrito Money says, I've got extra user space and can let you try it. Oh, I don't mind paying like $2. I guess for these plans, you have to pay up front to get this price. But even then, if you pay month to month, oh God, they're really trying to rope you in. You gotta pay for 3 years at a time to get this $2 rate. Yeah, I gotta pay $80. But otherwise, it's like $12 a month. Not a fan of IPA, prefer blonde and wheat beers. Twingate is a really cool alternative to a standard VPN. It's time to ditch your VPN. What is this? Security, performance, simplicity. Pick 3, okay? Try Twingate for free. How does this work? VPN replacement. Remotely access the office network, cloud. Okay. Yeah, what about the browse secure internet access from anywhere? Okay. What about changing your IP? Identity aware access at every layer. I mean, does this effectively... I'm not a network guy. But does this let... Effectively, all I need it for is to access websites that have IP banned me or hardware device banned me. I'm not sure if I'm getting that just from reading what this does. Yeah, see, nowhere does it say browse online anonymously. Your content would be the same, so they would spot you. Yeah, based on the trends. Yeah, I think they might. A VPN is not a security tool. It is for accessing remote networks. But a lot of people like to use it to pretend that they're in a different part of the world to get access to things or to get around bans. It is April Fool's Day. I did not do anything April Fool's. The only reason I use VPN is to bypass the school Wi-Fi law. Yeah, like most people use it for reasons like that. To change their device IP or whatever. Not their device IP, but their, I guess, the IP facing the world. Use Tunnelbear. Okay, I can do it. Actually, if I pop on a VPN, does it... When you go... Let's say you're doing something, and you turn a VPN on. Does turning it on require... Does it, like, disrupt your internet connection for a brief moment to activate it? I probably shouldn't turn one on right now because I am live streaming and YouTube is looking at me in a certain way, and I don't know if it's gonna like disrupt the stream and like turn off the stream or anything. I use OpenVPN with Proton with US free number 2. Well, a virtual machine running a VPN should work theoretically because yeah, it'll have a totally different like fingerprint as well as a different IP address. So yeah, I think that should work. But then I can only use Reddit from the computer and not from my phone. Yes, it can. You should, yes. So have it boot up. And also, I think when you use VPNs, typically your speeds don't change, right? Or are some services worse at that? Where when they're doing the rerouting or whatever, like I have 1 gig up and down right now. If I use a VPN and I'm downloading from Steam, or if I'm downloading from whatever else, is my internet speed going to be bottlenecked by the VPN service? The ad that just popped up was for NordVPN, lol. See, they know. They know. Speeds drop over VPN because you're adding more hops to your connection. No, your speed typically does not change. Bruh. The duality of man right here. Obviously, I would test it myself to see if the speeds drop or not. But this happens from time to time on the stream where you get advice and 2 users have different pieces of advice for you. Oh man, we talked about so much this stream. We talked about this case. We talked about potential fan testing coming up on the channel. We talked about VPNs, why I was banned on Reddit, phone plans, all that good stuff. That's how I like the streams to go. You guys, with the way my mind works, we are able to hop from topic to topic and keep the stream going for 2.5 hours plus. And there's never a moment where we're looking for something to do. So, all right, I gotta go get some dinner. It's bath night for the girls, all that good stuff. There will be a video this weekend. It's a pickup video for all the people asking, when's the next time you're going to go pick up some hardware? This was actually what I picked up. This among a lot of other things. So this was the most expensive hardware pickup video I have done. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah. No, it's instant. You select for location. Yes, it can. It depends. If you have slow internet, it might help. True, it can be different. I won't say it's not possible. Okay, dinner time down. We had Domino's this weekend. I ate all my Domino's, so I have no more Domino's left. But we did have Domino's. We got it, and I ate it throughout the week. Yeah. No, not Rich Danny. This was an investment. This is not for me. I'm not using the 7900 XTX. The money I spent on this is definitely going to be like, I'm going to make it back. None of the stuff, some of the stuff I picked up was for my personal PC, but not much of it. The bulk of it was for the content and future stuff to make my money back. But all right, hey, yep, what up, Ken? You have a good night, everyone. Have a good night. Thank you for a fun stream as always, and I will see you in the comments of this week's video that is coming out at the end of the week, or in the Discord server, or same time, same place as always next week, next Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific time. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.